Testing, testing. Good evening, and thank you for attending today's Board of Trustees Socorro ISD meeting. The meeting is being held today, May 15th. The time is 6:02. Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, being read by Christopher Ledesma, a fifth grade student at Horizon Heights.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Christopher. Next, we'll move on to superintendent's comments. Dr. Espinosa.
Yes, President Guerra and members of the board, I'd like to extend a happy birthday wishes to President Paul Guerra, whose special day was on March 23rd. May 23rd.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Guerra, some healthy advice for your birthday. If you lick all the frosting off a cupcake, it becomes a muffin. And muffins are healthy, Mr. Guerra. So eat lots of cupcakes, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you, Dr. Espinosa.
Happy birthday. Also, it's that time of year where we get to enjoy many celebrations that mark the great success of our students and our staff. So just last week, we had 15 SISD educators that got recognized for their hard work, which earned them a master's degree with an administrative license and principal certification. And many of those classes took place here at the DSC instead of driving to UTEP. So it was our very first SISD UTEP Masters Cohort ceremony. So therefore, in SISD, we take pride in our college-bound efforts, not only for our students, but also our staff. So congratulations to our 15 individuals. We are so proud of you. Also, I'm very excited that we'll be hosting our State of the District Address. It will be taking place next Thursday, May 24th at Eastlake High School. Again, the State of the District Address next Thursday at Eastlake High School at 5:15. We will be discussing all of the wonderful happenings in SISD and informing parents and our community of the endless opportunities that we have here in our wonderful school district. Also, graduation dates have been set. Please check with your high schools or check our website. It's got all the dates and times, so it's always an exciting time of the school year. And that concludes my comments, President Guerra.
Thank you, Dr. Espinosa. Next item is Board of Trustees business. 4A, consider and take action to elect and install board officers for the Board of Trustees. Before we go on to the agenda, I'd like to say a few words, please. As I close out my tenure as president for SISD Board of Trustees, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to my colleagues on the board, to Dr. Espinosa, and to the cabinet members. Thank you for your commitment and leadership, which makes Team SISD an incredible school district. I appreciate your tireless dedication and for always keeping the best interest of our students in heart and mind. Also, thanks to outstanding principals, our exceptional teachers, and all of our Team SISD staff for your hard work and love for our students as well. It has been an honor serving as board president. Thank you. Now, like I said, we're going to go to 4A, consider and take action to elect and install board officers for the Board of Trustees. And first on the agenda is board president.
I make a motion that we approve Cindy Nájera as board president.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Garza, second by Ms. Gonzalez, to move Ms. Cynthia Nájera as board.
Excuse you?
I'm sorry, I messed up with Mr. A second by Ms. Rodriguez.
I haven't married him yet.
A second by Ms. Rodriguez to elect Ms. Nájera as board president. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Congratulations, Ms. Nájera. Come on down. Sit down here.
No, you need to finish.
Number 2, board vice president.
I make the motion to approve Mrs. Rodriguez.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Gondeta, second by Ms. Nahara, to approve Ms. Rodriguez as Board Vice President. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations, Ms. Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Item 4.3, Board Secretary.
I make the motion that we approve Mr. Tony Ayub.
Second?
Have a motion by Mr. Gary Gondeta, second by Ms. Rodriguez, to approve Mr. Tony Ayub as Board Secretary. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations, Mr. Ayub. Congratulations to the new executive team. Now we'll move on to Board Honors. Mr. Escobar.
Good evening and congratulations, President Nakata, members of the board, and Superintendent Dr. Espinosa. My name is Daniel Escobar, Chief Communications Officer for the district, and it is my pleasure to introduce tonight's recognitions. Our first recognition will honor SISD students for their incredible math skills and for winning the 2018 SISD Math Bee contest. These talented students competed against 46 others in their respective grade levels that won at their campuses and demonstrated speed and accuracy while answering challenging math problems. They dominated addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division operations. Congratulations to these outstanding students. From Sergeant Roberto Ituarte Elementary, Jacob Taylor. His teacher is Alejandro Gutierrez. From Purple Heart Elementary, Joseph Denofri. The teacher is Daphne Hansen. From Dr. Sushuk Elementary, Nathan Spence. Teacher is Stephanie Estrada. From Campestre Elementary, Jeremiah Becerra. Teacher Lizette Vasquez. From Elfida Chavez, Maxine Ferrer. Teacher is Dulce Aleman. From John Drugan School, Andrew Chavez. And teacher is Adriana Rodriguez. If we can have all of our students and teachers back to the front for a photo. And just a quick note that all of the photos taken by our district photographer, Mr. Largo, will be posted on the district website. There is a camera icon on the bottom right-hand corner where the pictures are available for free high-resolution download. Sit here and just leave it and not wait. Keep smiling and looking straight ahead. Congratulations once again. Our next honor will recognize Eastlake High School students for their computing achievements and for winning the National Center for Women and Information Technology Aspirations Award. The students were 4 of 25 winners in El Paso and only 3,000 young women nationwide to earn this honor. They are now official members of the Aspirations community, where they have access to scholarships, internships, and employment opportunities. In addition, they will intern with the Computer Science Department at UTEP during the summer. The students are joined by their teacher, who also won the Aspirations and Computing Educator Award. Congratulations to Evelyn Alvarez, Hyacinth Diaz, Jennifer Chavez, and their teacher, Matthew Coles. Yes, sir. Next, we will recognize 2 Team SISD track students for qualifying to compete at the state level. First, we will honor an Eastlake athlete for his outstanding performance at the UIL State Track and Field Meet. He finished second in the Class 5A high jump with a mark of 6 feet 8 inches. This star athlete is a 3-time state finalist and recently signed with UTEP to continue competing at the collegiate level. From Eastlake High School, congratulations to Emilio Rios. His coaches are Kenta Matsuda and Aldo Gonzalez. Our next athlete was unable to join us, but we'll go ahead and read the recognition and introduce his coach who guided him along the way. Our Socorro High School athlete, whose incredible form and strength earned him a trip to the UIL State Track and Field Class 6A shot put competition. This athlete holds the school shot put record with a dynamic throw of 53 feet and 7 inches. He is also an all-district, all-city athlete. He is a top 10 student in his class and has been contacted by Texas Tech and Texas State University to compete at the collegiate level. Congratulations, and unfortunately, again, he's unable to join us. Misael Ortiz. And Coach Jeff Barros. Next, we will recognize students who had a great year in their fields of study and placed at the state contest for Career and Technical Student Organizations, or CTSOs. The Career and Technical Education Program in SISD provides world-class learning opportunities for students. This year, 89 SISD students placed at the state level, and many advanced and competed at the national and world levels for events in robotics, DECA, Skills USA, STEAM, TSA, BPA, Taffy, and HOSA. They are being recognized along with their sponsor teachers by campus. We'll begin with TSA students 2018 from William D. Slider Middle School, Giovanna Varela. Jacob Torres. Their instructor is Omar Varela. Also from Slider, the 2018 VEX robotics team, Jacob Aras. Christian Cardenas. Andre Flores. Ana Gonzalez. Roberto Hernandez. Valerie Mendoza. Jacob Monclavo. Gerardo Salazar. Adrian Santos. Their advisors are Sofia Benavides and Nessie Benavides. If we can have our students and teachers from Sliders please return to the front for a photo. Congratulations once again. We'll continue with students from America's High School. Students from their DECA team, Leticia Beltran de Santiago. Joshua Torres. Monique Atilano. Their advisor is Ken Lucero. From the campus's Skills USA team, Ana Rosa Lau. Kayla Sosa. Their advisor is Marie Martinez. From the America's TSA team, Jacob Carrasco. Advisor, Roxanne Luna. Also competing in TSA, Daniel Herrera. Nandini Parikh. Andrea Garcia. And their advisor is Francisco Nolasco. Students, teachers, if we can please have you return to the front for a photo. What was that? They're here and they're not here. Okay. Congratulations once again. We'll continue with Eastlake High School and their STEAM X team. First, we have Michelle Pelayo. Hiram Lopez. Alejandro Solano. Evelyn Alvarez. Christian Rodriguez Portillo. Juan Garcia. And their advisors are Matthew Coles and Sheila Robles. Students, teachers, if we can please have you return to the front. We'll continue with BPA students from Mission Early College High School. First, we have, absolutely, a round of applause for the team. Lilia Torgerson. Brianna Jaques. Chloe Olivo. Gabriel Flores. Jade Garcia. Diego Medina. Amber Kincaid. Michelle Chong. Cynthia Lozano. Carol E. Pimentel. Leslie Marquez. Crystal Lee. Cindy Klein. Kevin Baron. Madison Ochoa. Eric Corona. Galilea Velasco. And their advisors are Danielle Contreras and Christopher Weeham. Students, teachers, if we can please have you back to the front. The same as the other schools. One more. Keep smiling, looking straight ahead. All right, congratulations once again. Continuing with students and teachers from Montwood High School, competing in HOSA, Karen Robles. And her number one fan. Her advisor is Jesse Vela. Competing in Taffy, Verania Ortiz. Her advisor is Valerie Villanueva. And from TSA competition, Liliana Ocon. Stephanie Galvan. And their sponsor, Aurea Herrera. No?
But we just had the student, they just passed. She says that nobody notified them.
Where? Is it her by
She's the
herself?
only one that came. We told her 30 minutes ago. So
Where is
do
she?
you want us to just give her the certificate or you want to call her
I'll call her. Put her afterwards.
after what?
After Pepper Hills. From Pebble Hills High School, competing in BPA, Leon Martinez. Angel Salgado. Amy Gallegos Chavez. Their advisor is Raquel Gomez. Competing in Skills USA, Brian Liston. Advisor is Rod Liston. Also at Skills USA, Andres Uvina. And advisor Jose Cerato. If we can have you please return to the front for a photo. Okay. Congratulations once again. Representing the El Dorado High School STEAM X team is student Karen De Lara. Karen, if we can have you join the board and superintendent for a photo, please. Congratulations once again. Our next recognitions will honor SISD softball and baseball teams for winning 2018 UIL championships. First, we will recognize the Eastlake High School varsity softball team for winning the UIL District 2-5A championship and 5A by-district and area championships. The Lady Falcons soared high this season with a district record of 15-1, an overall record of 34-6-2. They also won the Hanks Tournament and Fox Country Classic Tournament championships. Congratulations to these amazing student athletes. They are Kaylee Dominguez, Alyssa Aguero, Michelle Corral, Evelyn Duran, Autumn Scott, Sky Estrada, Brianna Garcia, Olivia Menendez, Priscilla Cano, Jaslyn Ariola, Andrea Ayala, Savannah Waisaki, Casey Flores. Their coaches are Frank Ledesma, Roger Enriquez, Erica Guerrero, and they're led by head coach Daniel Lopez. If we can have you please come up to the front for a photo. Congratulations once again. Next, we will recognize America's High School Boys Varsity Baseball Team for winning the 2018 1-6A District Championship. The Trailblazers earned their fourth district championship in the last 5 years. Their varsity baseball program finished the season with an overall record of 25-6-2 and a district record of 11-2-1. They set high records for hits, doubles, triples, stolen bases, and walks. Congratulations to these great student athletes. They are Eric Martinez, Darrow Hernaiz, Edgar Galaviz, Christian Calanche, Adrian Torres, Julio Madrid, Matt Dominguez, Joe Duran, Derek Tarango, Julian Galindo, Skylar Gallegos, Adrian Munoz, Alvaro Hernandez, Josh Alvarado, and they're led by head coach Jesse Munoz. Congratulations once again. Next, we recognize the Socorro High School Boys Varsity Baseball Team for winning a 6A by-district championship. The Bulldogs had a great season, earning 2 more victories this year than compared to last year. 9 players on the team were all district athletes, 4 students signed to play at the next level. They ended the season with a 27-11-2 overall record. Congratulations to these championship Bulldogs. They are Chris Arras, Richard Gill, Jose Enriquez, Michael Estrada, Dorian Mendoza, Joe Matamoros, Javier Federico, Tristan Freire, Isaiah Campa, Michael Corona, Manuel Rubio, Billy Best, Jonathan Rios, Brandon Pimentel, Raul Lopez, Damian Zuniga, Cesar Corral. Team managers are Angela Garcia and Priscilla Barba. Coaches are Roger Favela, Mark Ortega, and they are led by head coach Jose Alvarez.
6 consecutive.
Okay. The whole list was 240. They didn't all show that. Yeah.
Everybody ready? One, two, three.
Congratulations once again. Our next recognition is for the Eastlake High School varsity baseball team. The Falcons continue to have a remarkable season. This year, they won their 6th consecutive district championship. Absolutely. And have already earned a by-district trophy and an area championship, and they have advanced to the regional quarterfinals. Their district record is 16-0, and their overall record is 32-6-1. Congratulations to the mighty Falcons, and we wish them the best as they take on Cooper High School this weekend, again in that area regional quarterfinal. The championship Falcons are Kevin Gomez, Rudy Solis, Michael Nevares, Manny Maldonado, Jaime Muñoz, Diego Solis, Matt Morales, Luis Alvarado, Jeremy Carrillo, Matthew Talavera, Ray Enriquez, Adrian Talavera, Alex Medina, Justin Garcia, Christian Loveless, Christian Alvarado, Isaac Valdez, Xavier Garcia, Bernie Valdez, Jorge Garcia, Sebastian Flores. Team manager is Anthony Pina. Coaches are Ruben Rodriguez. And they're led by head coach Mark Herrera.
The chief after board honors regarding the K-9 story.
Well, I don't know if it's the chief or Delgado.
Delgado, but you're okay with that?
Hmm?
Okay, good. Everybody ready? Ready? One, two, three.
Keeps Keep smiling, looking straight ahead. Congratulations once again, and keep it going, boys. Someone said Roswell, but I don't know. I just heard Roswell. I don't know for sure.
Roswell,
Yeah. So yeah, Roswell.
New Mexico military.
We have 3 special presentations this evening to recognize Team SISD employees for their professional accomplishments. First, we will recognize a Team SISD K-9 officer and his K-9 for their sharp skills in winning the 2018 National Narcotic Detector Dog Association competition. Out- Out of more than 93 drug-sniffing dogs, this team, SISD K-9, won first place. To do so, the team had 3 minutes to locate 15 substances throughout a gymnasium. They were judged by 5 experts who analyzed how well they handled their K-9. Congratulations to K-9 Officer Edward Delgado and Uma. They're joined by Chief Casorena and our K-9 team. Go ahead, gentlemen. Join them. Congratulations once again. The next special presentation will recognize a Team SISD employee for winning the Texas Association for Literacy and Adult Education Texas Teacher of the Year Award. The award recognizes administrators, teachers, support staff, and volunteers in adult education programs for their outstanding work and commitment in helping adult learners succeed. From the SISD Community Education Department, congratulations to Michael Sines. Ryan.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
And our next special presentation is for a transportation employee who won third place in the American Public Transportation Association Rodeo Contest. The award promotes school bus transportation safety. This outstanding driver competed against other bus drivers from across the state in events that test driving safety and skills in maneuvering a school bus through an obstacle course. From our transportation services team, congratulations to Laura Bustillos.
One, two, three.
Congratulations once again. And that concludes our recognitions for this evening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Oh, I was going to do that too, and I forgot. We will continue with item number 7, open forum. We greatly appreciate those individuals who have requested to speak to the board during open forum or in regard to a specific agenda item. We're bound by certain time constraints in order to cover all the items on the agenda and therefore must limit presentations to 5 minutes. Please respect the rights of others in your presentation. By law, the board cannot take action upon or discuss any item which is not posted on tonight's agenda, but we will give all presentations our serious consideration. And let's proceed to open forum. Our first speaker is Dante Leach.
On? Oh, I'm on.
It is.
Okay. Hello, Dr. Espinoza Board. I come before you today. I'm a youth football coach affiliated with American Youth Football Program here in El Paso, Texas. American Youth Football is endorsed by the National Football League. It's not a league, but an inclusive, not exclusive construct for youth football programs to standardize the nature of play, thus maximizing safety. Our affiliated teams, just a little bit about them very quickly, must play all participants a minimum number of plays per contest, are not permitted to have tryouts, cannot have more than 36 participants on any one team, must carry sports liability insurance, must have certified coaches and volunteers with current background checks, and there is a strict participant age verification standard. Youth football coaches are volunteers. They're dads or guys in the community that love the game. They're not professionals bounded by a higher regulating body like high school coaches. Therefore, unless they're required to learn the best practices or receive mentorship from professional coaches like high school coaches, they will continue to promote dated and unsafe practices. Most parents are oblivious to the dynamic and have one or two opinions on the matter. Meh, their kids, let them play, or I don't want my son to play and get a concussion, because all they saw and their local neighborhood Pee Wee football coach was insisting that the kids collide head-to-head for 4 months last fall. This is an issue. We want to promote a safer, more cost-effective, more informed way to facilitate the sports for kids, K through 6. We have figured it out, but we need support from school districts within the El Paso Metro, to include SISD. In order to reinforce safety measures such as carrying event insurance and sourcing certified referees, amongst other measures, we must mitigate the cost and associated fees for facility rental. I am here to request that the board review SISD Policy 071909, Community Relations, GKD, non-school use of school facilities as it pertains to youth sports, with special consideration for verifiable nonprofit youth sports organizations where 60% or more of the participants are zoned within the boundaries of SISD. Within this policy, I ask that the board ensure the intent of the policy is very clear, with a special emphasis upon the term formal event and the word scrimmage. The current policy leaves a degree of ambiguity that is interpreted differently amongst different district administrators. Formal events not necessarily specified. To one administrator, that may be interpreted as one singular competition with referees, and to another, it may be interpreted as a multi-day, multiple-game, aggressively bracketing sporting event. My suggestion would be to adopt language similar to what is used to define accountable contests by the NCAA, and this definition clearly defines a scrimmage between two opposing teams as accountable contest. So it says a contest is any game, match, exhibition, scrimmage, or joint practice session with another institution's team, regardless of its formality, in which competition in a sport occurs between an intercollegiate, or not intercollegiate obviously, but just using language, team or individual representing a member of the institution. So basically just language surrounding that. I thought that was an easy one. I am also requesting that the board take note to SISD Policy 071909, Relations with Parent Organizations. This is the local policy of the G. This is really comprehensive, and to be honest with you, it's where I think youth sports organizations would fit in, with the exception of UIL sports. There's the UIL, we can't squarely fit in with their regulations because we give the kids awards at the end of the year. We recognize the kids, we do things like that because it's K through 6, the youth sports thing. So we don't really fit in with that, but within that policy, it does outline everything else you would need, like event insurance, things of that nature that would otherwise make the facilities free. So to end, because of this, there's a catch-22 for truly not-for-profit neighborhood teams. So like every youth football team, every youth organization is in a giant tournament throwing 300-person conglomerate. Most of them are 40 kids, and they live in the neighborhood, and they all will probably go to whatever high school they're asking to practice at or play at. And then we're talking 3 to 5 games a week. So, you know, if you have a team and you have different age groups, like it's not a league, it's not anything of that sort. For weekend use, the issue, so it comes down to the usage fee will get waived, but then we'll get charged for custodians and security. Understood, the facility fees waived, but then the org is billed for custodial and security. Because of the charges, these small neighborhood teams are now required to offset the charge to the parent or do what the preceding subparagraph clearly defines as a profit-seeking activity, charged for admission at the event. So it's kind of counterintuitive. So, and that generally ends my statement. And I would just like the board to take special consideration to that. Take a look at it. Thank you for your time.
Our second open forum speaker is Robert Rodriguez.
Good evening, Board President Ms. Nájera, Dr. Espinosa, school board members, fellow members. As you know, my name is Robert Rodriguez. I used to work for Socorro ISD for 32 years, which I was really happy. Let's go back about 20 years when the district was a lot smaller than right now. Board members, when we used to come out here to board members, they used to hear us out. I'm not saying that you all don't, you do. And the board members, one time I said, hey, you know what, guys, do something for the district. Make everybody happy. So like, what? Give us a bonus or whatever. So I decided to give every full-timers $1,000 across the board. Not for full-timers. Part-timers, they got a $500 bonus, which made everybody happy. That was across the board for everybody. Everybody's real happy. Then 10 years later, we had 3 locals in our district. That was Teachers Union, American Federation, and our, which not there no longer, was Transportation Workers Union, which I asked, they were asking for a 3% raise. I was the only one that was asking a 10% raise. And everybody said, hey, Robert, you're crazy. So I might be crazy, but I'm going to go out there. I'm going to make a suggestion to them. If they hear it, fine. If they don't, I was a fool to go out there and ask for that 10% raise. And then about a month later, 2 weeks went by. I met a board member. I said, Mr. Rodriguez. He said, yes. Sorry, we can go with that 10% raise. I said, well, at least you all tried to do it. But we came out with it, a job there for you guys, a 9% raise across the board for everybody. I said, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm positive. That's 9% across the board. Yeah, our district's a little bit bigger than that. And I told all the board members, tell the rest of them, thank you very much. And I said, thanks. Okay. And also, some of our staff in transportation, secretaries, coordinators, and workers there, to me right now, I think they are getting underpaid. Mechanics are getting underpaid. That's why I'm here right now and asking you all to see if you can give our employees, teachers, custodians, across the board, an 8 to 9%. I know you all can come out with a good conclusion. If not, with a percentage, I want you all come out with a bonus, like a $1,500 bonus across the board. That's, like I said, for teachers, custodians, et cetera, auxiliary employees, with $1,000 or $1,500 bonus. And remember, you're all doing a good job, and our employees are doing a good job. So if you all do that, hey, you're going to make the board happy. The school board members, I take it back, I'm sorry. Our employees are real happy. And thank you for the job you're all doing. P.S. If you all supported this year's back, let's support our public education, compensate our employees, what they're doing for their job. Thank you.
Item number 8, public hearing. A, public hearing on 2018-2019 hazardous routes for the Socorro ISD. Ms. Macias.
President Nájera, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. This will serve as a public hearing for our 2018-19 hazardous routes recommendation that we'll be presenting in at the end of this meeting. Administration developed criteria for developing if a transportation route qualifies for addition to the list of hazardous areas, or if an area currently listed as hazardous no longer qualifies and should be removed from the list. The Socorro Independent School District advertised a public hearing in the El Paso Times on April 18, 2018. SISD hosted public hearings to discuss proposed bus transportation route changes. Administration shared criteria used to determine if a transportation route qualifies for addition to the list of hazardous areas, or if an area currently listed as hazardous no longer qualifies and should be removed from the list. The meetings were held at the District Service Center at 5 p.m. on April 19th, April 25th, April 26th, April 30th, May 3rd, and May 9th. At this time, the public is invited to comment on the proposed hazardous route designations for the 2018-2019 school year.
Would anyone like to speak on this public hearing? Don't rush the podium. We have time for everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Macias. Yes, Mr. Gondeta?
I'd like to speak on this.
You want to go to the podium?
I want to go to the podium. This is a first. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Superintendent, Mr. Espinosa, Board President, Mrs. Nakata, and rest of the board members. I'm down here because, say, about 75% of these that we're going to be hearing about today that we're planning on removing, I say at least 75% affect my district. And not that I have a problem with the way that was posted on El Paso Times, but I say the majority of the people in my district read the diario and probably didn't know about it. But then most of them probably couldn't even show up here to get a ride. Now, next year when these people find out that they no longer have bus routes, I'm going to be getting phone calls, hearing about what happened, why they're no longer getting these bus routes. And we're talking about hazardous. You know, in Socorro, when it rains, it gets really bad. And just because it hasn't rained lately, doesn't mean it's not going to happen again. And all we need is a good hour, 2 hours of rain for it to flood. And then these same routes that we're taking away will be considered again hazardous routes. All I'm saying is take in consideration, just because it hasn't rained yet, it will. And it's going to get dangerous. And these people need those rides for our children to get to school. Again, like I'm saying, they probably don't know this is happening. And the day that they do, it's going to get bad. Because like I'm telling you, it's at least 75% of these areas that we're considering are in one district alone. Thank you.
Surprise, surprise.
Quick forum.
Item 9, district reports. A, facilities report. Mr. Inkton?
Good evening, President Nahara, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. My report begins on page 14. The first is the Sergeant Carrasco Elementary School. We are well underway on that project. A lot of activity has been going on out there. The structural is basically 100%. We've got almost all the panels erected. The report is a couple of days old, so it might be 100% complete. We're framing on the classrooms on both floors. The second floor is about 98%, and we're about 90% sheetrocking in our classroom. Of course, MEP, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing is ongoing. We continue to roof the areas of the classroom, kitchen, and library, and in the administration area, and there is site work continue to go on. This is, of course, the floor plan. We are focusing on the blue areas or the purple areas, depending on how they show up on your screen. On the right-hand side of my right-hand side is the classroom wing, and then the other areas will come in the fall. The second floor level, and then I have to show you some roofs. So there's your roofs. Do I?
We haven't seen them in so long.
Yes, ma'am. The white areas are ones that are almost complete, and then you can see beyond the other areas are getting the substrate and the decking on and getting ready to be roofed. This is an area of one of the multi-purpose room or kitchen area interior. In fact, that first one was the multi-purpose. This is the kitchen area. You can see the corridors. We've got plumbing, electrical lines, mechanical lines going in the ceilings, and then we've got the framing going on the walls. So elementary school, Sergeant Crosco Elementary School is coming along. We are preparing for a community meeting, which is on May the 25th, which will be out at Pebble Hills High School to show the individuals, the students, and the parents who will be attending that. The next one is the Socorro High School. I don't think it's in your book. These books are put together 10 days before, so we added a couple of projects. The Socorro High School, today we had from 8 o'clock until about 5 o'clock in my office upstairs, we had the architects in various departments meeting, basically reviewing project scopes and determining the needs as opposed to their wants and stuff, and trying to focus the project scope along with the concept that came up with, and I think the concept that came up between legacy and was the one that they chose at the last charrette. We are continuing to refine this, make adjustments to that. Our meetings today were very helpful with the major departments that have majority of the spaces allocated for this. We have determined that we will be able to keep certain areas, keep certain fields on the site, and be able to work around that. I'm also working with a surveyor now to get an individual under contract so we can survey the 50 acres, the original 50 acre, plus the approximately 22 acres that we bought. We don't have a complete survey of the total acreage other than what we purchased when we bought them back in November. So we're working on that. That survey will also help us to identify utility locations and help us determine elevations of finished floors on the facilities that we are going to be keeping. So if we start tying into existing facility, we know that what the finished floors are. It will also do extensive studies in the existing auditorium to determine the slope of that auditorium and the configurations, because that's going to be a major renovation to bring that up to 21st century.
Mr. Candida?
Real quick question on Socorro High School. We're going to have sufficient locker rooms for all our teams? Because
Yes.
right now that's one of the biggest issues that we had in Socorro, is that we didn't have sufficient locker rooms for our soccer teams, our softball team.
Correct.
So-
That was one of the discussions that we had today. In fact, we gave them a template of what we have used as a kind of a go-by between East Lake. Well, actually, El Dorado, East Lake, and Pebble Hills are similar athletic facilities. So we gave our athletic director a floor plan of that, and the specific instructions from the architects was determine what spaces each of those were, how many lockers is needed in girls track,
the whole thing.
girls softball, and what sizes of lockers and the amount. So we're getting that information together to give to the architects. So yes, we'll have enough lockers.
Okay, one more question. Right here on Rio Vista, is that going to be a ponding area?
We don't know. It possibly
I mean,
could.
I would
be.
rather move the ponding area where it says band practice and put where it says band practice right there.
I'll talk to you
I'd
later
rather put
about
it right
that.
there, just for,
There's
for a certain reason, there's something on the other side of the street that
we're handling that right now, I
I want
believe.
to hear some real music in the morning.
Yeah, there's another situation out there.
Yeah, I just really want them to hear some
I
really
know,
good
I
music
know.
in the morning.
I know.
So,
Yes. I understand. So
Mr.
that
Gonzalez.
completes my report. Yes, sir. Yes.
Socorro.
Okay.
Where are you going to have the training facilities for ROTC?
For what?
ROTC.
That's one area that we are looking at. Right now, it could be in an area not connected to the building, but we hadn't really tied that down. That was discussed today with Mr. Morales, I believe, and we're getting some more information, and then we'll tie that down. So it's being discussed. That was one of the departments we met with today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ayub.
Mr. Arrington, when do you think we'll get an updated floor plan?
Yes,
I know you're working on this now, but.
Yes, there's been some questions about some additional meetings and charrettes and stuff. Mr. Guerra had called me earlier this week, and I informed him that we were going to have this all-day session today to kind of narrow the scope and everything, and then the architect will go back and start working on that. And then once we refine that and do a couple of tests on it, I think another meeting and some plans that I can present to the community and to the board.
July, August, you're thinking?
Probably so, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, because they're asking, when can we start? So we're working on timelines too.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Arrington.
Thank you.
Nine B, Healthier Team SISD Program, Ms. Macias.
President Nahara, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. We are in year 2 of Dr. Espinosa's vision of forming a partnership between all SISD health and wellness stakeholders, child nutrition services, physical education, guidance and counseling, our volunteer program, health services, and human resources. Our Healthier Team SISD's program's goal is to ensure students are provided with healthy, nutritious meals that enable them to be physically and mentally prepared to excel academically. With your permission, I would like to share the 2017-18 Healthier Team SISD updates via video.
Team SISD is committed to the health of its community through the Healthier Team SISD Awareness Campaign. The campaign focuses on promoting health in the areas of child nutrition services, physical education, guidance and counseling, school nursing, district volunteers, and employee awareness. Team SISD's Child Nutrition Services Department offers free breakfast in the classroom to all students in pre-K through 8th grade, and free breakfast is available to all SISD high school students. Team SISD is also working to create innovative solutions to ensure that students consume a nutritious meal every day.
Recess before lunch is typically where the kiddos go and they go and play and get all their energy out. It creates that appetite, and then they come and eat.
Because we noticed that students were grabbing their lunch and right away wanting to go outside and play. So we wanted to define the times for students to eat and for playing. So we don't want to take away their playtime, but we do want them to eat healthy and actually try their food and build those good habits.
And kids are eating more there. We're seeing less plate waste because of that recess before lunch swap.
Team SISD counselors are focusing on social emotional learning, SEL. All employees were trained on the risk factors and warning signs of suicide as well. During the 2017-2018 school year, the Mental Health Awareness Task Force was implemented to increase awareness and responsiveness to this important issue.
House Bill 2186 is a state initiative. It's where all employees must be trained in suicide prevention. This year we've taken the approach that we're not only in training all of our employees, but we're training all of our substitutes as well. We think it's very important. They're on the front line and they see the students every day. So it's important that they know the warning signs and the risk factors so that they can get the students to the help that they need immediately.
Team SISD's physical education coaches have been provided with authentic professional development opportunities in innovative curriculum such as CATCH, CATCH at the elementary level, and GenFit at the secondary level. Athletic coaches throughout the district receive training in the nationally recognized Bigger, Faster, Stronger training, while feeder pattern coaches attended a highly recognized state training convention known as TAPHERD.
It really deals with kids in a group setting. It teaches them skills so that they're moving. MVA is moderate to vigorous activity, meaning we don't want kids sitting around and waiting. We want them to be active at least 70 to 80% of the time. It's so important because the kids are moving, they're exercising, but they're having fun. They don't even know that what they're doing some of the times when they're playing and their heart rate's coming up or their blood's flowing and their oxygen's going to their brain, because to be a good student, I truly believe you need to be healthy. And this little break they get every now and then from PE, which is important, I think helps them in the classroom tremendously.
Team SISD school nurses provide health education to student families, school staff, and the surrounding community through coordinating with local health agencies to present on important health topics. Nurses promote health wellness by providing flu immunization clinics and community health fairs where Team SISD community members can take advantage of free health screenings.
Our nurses do set up quite a number of flu shot clinics during the season. We had a total number of 63 flu shot clinics scheduled this year. We are also coming together as nurses where we put out a monthly newsletter that is posted on the SISD website. So we do have a large target population when we try and promote health.
Along with volunteer school support, the district's volunteer program provides the community with opportunities for wellness at events such as the SISD Farmers Market.
This is one of our Healthier Team SISD initiatives. We're coming out to the community, come out and walk, come out and get healthy. And we actually have it out here one Sunday per month. Usually it's the first Sunday of the month.
What we're trying to get out of it is for El Paso to get moving and walk the stadium, visit the vendors with organic products. They also get to visit some booths where there's information on health, just awareness to the community.
In partnership with Cigna Health Services, Team SISD has provided employees with on-site health and well-being seminars taught by health professionals. In addition to this, at the annual SISD Employee Health Fair, employees can receive free health information and health screenings.
Aside from providing a great benefit package to our employees to be able to choose from, we think that in order to alleviate some of the cost and help our employees become educated consumers, we bring those tools or that information over to them as well. It's not about just having a good health plan, but it's also about how do I utilize that good health plan and take advantage of my own benefits.
For more information on the district's Healthier Team SISD program, visit our website at www.sisd.net.
I have our Healthier Team SISD stakeholders here if you all have any questions.
Awesome.
Ms. Macias, I have a question. I think it's an amazing collaboration between all of the departments coming together to ensure not only our students, but our staff and our communities are practicing a healthier lifestyle. I think y'all have done an amazing job. I do have one question. Reading our agenda item, it stated that some of our schools are having recess before lunch. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like, how many schools are we talking about, and how is that going?
Right now, we have it at Escotrias Elementary, and they're actually doing, half of the students go to recess before lunch, half come into the cafeteria, and then after 15 minutes, they swap. And so it's really innovative because the cafeteria now it's very calm, it's very quiet. They don't have as many kiddos in there. Half of them are outside, they're playing. The kids know they're going to have the opportunity to play. They're going to have plenty of time to eat. And so it's really working well. And that's why we really wanted to share what they're doing at Escontrias to see if maybe we can light some fires to get some other schools to do it, because it's just really working very well for the students, the staff, everybody.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Macias.
Thank you.
Item number 10, consent agenda. Are there any items to be pulled?
6H. 3B.
Sorry, 6H, Tony.
F3B.
3B. Any others? Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda excluding item F3B and 6H.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Ayub and a second by Mr. Gonzalez. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Item F3B, Mr. Nahida?
Yeah, Ms. Nahida, yesterday during Finance Committee, during the discussion, we discovered that the entry was actually incorrect. The schools that should be listed are Socorro, Montwood, Americas, and Eastlake. There's a schedule of upgrades and acquisition for the schools, and so it should state Eastlake instead of El Dorado. So motion to approve the item with the schools being Socorro, Montwood, Americas, and Eastlake.
I have a motion by Mr. Nahida, a second by Mr. Ayub. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Item H, Mr. Ayub?
I just had a question. In this particular item, is this an annual thing? There were no changes in our policy or our procedure? We just need to do a resolution once a year? Is that correct, or every 2 years?
No, sir, this is a new resolution sent to us by the state, and it's going to be provided for those students that met all state requirements through their credits, but not the tax or assessment piece.
And now the policy that we attached to that resolution, that's not new though, is it?
No, no.
That's what we've been using at this point?
Yes, sir.
Now, this resolution will be a forever thing?
No, sir, only 1 year. It ends September 2019.
Okay. That's all I have. Motion
Ms.
to approve.
Mr. Nahida?
And although our state board representative, Ms. Georgina Perez, cannot be here, she is in Austin. She did call me to express her appreciation and the fact that she really liked the way that we were doing it. She was impressed. She said the intent was, I believe, restorative to allow people, to advance in spite of the fact that, all they did was not pass the assessment. And it reminded me that not only does it benefit those students, but it benefits the community as well, because they can get their GED, they can advance, their own social situations, and, as people get off social programs or are able to elevate themselves, that helps the tax base. It just helps, so many other things. So she called me to express her appreciation and said that she liked the way that we were doing our approach to doing it, that it really met the intent.
That's good. That's great to hear.
You were talking in our policy, CNI?
CNI.
We were talking in CNI the other night, and there were already former students that had been calling the district and calling the state to find out when this was going to take effect. So we discussed the plan on how we're going to reach out to those students that maybe would fall under this.
Yeah.
It was very exciting.
She happened to share a story with me. It was a current enlisted soldier who did not achieve or get their diploma, and the reason was something about physical education. I believe that they either didn't have enough attended days or something like that. That was the reason they didn't get their diploma. And I found it interesting and terribly confusing. I mean, this person is in the military, deployed nonetheless. Obviously, they pass basic training and are out there serving our country in probably environments that, we would never encounter, and yet there's no diploma because they didn't pass or didn't meet the requirement, whatever it may be. I don't know what it was, but for physical education. If basic training isn't physical education, or deployment for that matter, I don't know what is. So anyways.
That's fantastic.
This allows us the opportunity to fix that. I don't think that was one of our students, by the way.
I think Mr. Ayub made the motion,
Oh,
right?
motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Ayub and a second by Mr. Nahida. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? And the motion carries. Item 11, new business A, consider approval of the 2018-2019 employee compensation plan. Mr. Campoyo? Oh. Mr. Campoyo, I apologize. We have speakers on this agenda item.
Okay.
So we will hear from them first, if that's okay.
That's perfectly fine.
We greatly appreciate those individuals who have requested to speak to the board in regard to a specific agenda item. We're bound by certain time constraints in order to cover all the items on the agenda, and therefore must limit presentations to 5 minutes. Please respect the rights of others in your presentation. By law, the board cannot take action upon or discuss any item which is not posted on tonight's agenda, but we will give all presentations our serious consideration. And let us proceed. Our first speaker is Veronica Hernandez.
Thank you. Good evening, President Nájera, Dr. Espinosa, and members of the board. I am Veronica Hernandez, President of the Socorro American Federation of Teachers. I am here tonight to restate our salary proposal on behalf of our members. Socorro AFT presented its salary proposal at the last school board budget workshop and emailed all of you the fiscal analysis that we did and the rationale for our proposal. We contend and are confident that our district has the ability to offer our employees a 3% across-the-board salary increase for all employees, inclusive of a step for teachers and counselors, plus a one-time $1,500 holiday bonus across the board. Money does matter in education, and our students are suffering the consequences from years of neglect, while educators and support employees are being crippled by low salaries and high health care costs. Teacher working conditions are student learning conditions. The low wages earned by educators and support personnel, the impact the teacher retention crisis has on young children, the chronic public underfunding of education, and the disparity in pay, especially here in Socorro ISD, in areas like diagnosticians, speech-language pathologists, special ed clerks, compared to the surrounding districts, are just a few of the examples of the need for SISD to improve our employees' financial well-being. It is our turn to stand up for public education and show our employees that their work matters. I urge you to please support a 3% salary increase plus a $1,500 holiday bonus. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. Thank you. Our next speaker is Elizabeth Ramos.
Good evening, President Nájera, Dr. Espinosa, and members of the board. My name is Elizabeth Ramos, and I have been an employee of SISD for almost 18 years. I am always proud to tell people that I work for the best in all of El Paso. I am speaking to you today on behalf of the SPED clerks in support of the 3% raise and $1,500 one-time bonus proposed by Socorro AFT. Our clerks must have at least 48 college credit hours to apply for the position. These clerks are some of the hardest working employees that ensure the SPED department runs as smoothly and efficiently as possible. More importantly, that our students receive the services that they need and deserve. This year, SPED clerks, diagnosticians, and speech pathologists submitted for a reclassification to address not only the amount of work that we do, but the disparity between our SPED department at SISD and the SPED departments in our neighboring districts. Many of us live paycheck to paycheck. The increase in our health care, although partially subsidized by the district, greatly affects any raise given to us. Many of us work extra hours to get the job done, even if we are not being compensated. As a single parent, a 3% raise and a $1,500 bonus would benefit my family tremendously. I respectfully urge you to pass this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ramos. And our next speaker is Tommy Hill.
How you guys doing this one? Okay, Socorro ISD, teaching staff, we're number 4 out of El Paso, Isleta, Clint. Support staff, we're number 2 out of El Paso, Isleta, Clint, and Socorro. Professional staff, we're number 3 out of Socorro, El Paso, the same 4 schools. Administrative, that's the only one that we're number 1 on. That's the only one, our bosses. Auxiliary, we're last place. We got the most going for us. Any district, nobody can compare to what we got. We got an elementary that's opening up. That school, just like that, will be maxed. Within 2 to 3 months, there is people in Pebble Hills that are waiting for that school. Little bit of breather for them, for that school. That's more money for the district. 3%, $1,500 one-time bonus, that's not very hard for the district to do. Escaleta, we passed them up 2 years ago in size. We're about a third bigger than them. They already did a $500 bonus and a 2%. We are so much better than Escaleta. And you guys need to show us how much better we are than Escaleta. I'm not going to go in EPSD because they're paying back from previous transgressions, from people that have been corrupt in their district. So there's no reason to bring up EPISD. I urge you to pass the 3% plus $1,500 1% bonus across the border. We all need it. Our gas prices have gone up to $3. This time last year was $2.20 at this time. Now we're at $3. Our insurance, $40 more a month. I understand you guys are taking a hit there. That's why our insurance goes up. We can't brag about our insurance like we used to, but it's still good insurance, but it went up. We have to endure that cost. The only thing that hasn't gone up is our pay, and that needs to change. You guys need to give us a raise. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Campoya.
So good evening, President Nájera, Dr. Espinosa, members of the board. I'm Rudy Campoya, Chief Human Resources for the school district, and tonight I will be presenting to you the 2018-2019 proposed employee compensation plan. During the past few months, we've had a couple of board workshops to provide you with information relevant to the budget, and tonight I will be presenting the portion that administration is recommending for the compensation plan for the 18-19 school year. In addition, I will also include the health benefit employee premium cost comparison with El Paso ISD, Isleta ISD, and Clint ISD. The health benefits are a portion of the employee compensation plan, and we are proud to announce that Socorro ISD continues to have one of the best employee health benefit packages in the Region 19 area and in the state. I do want to thank a few employees. I want to thank the Finance Department, Mr. Reza and Ms. Olson, the Compensation Division of HR, Ms. Stiles and Ms. Aran, for working diligently in developing an affordable and competitive compensation plan across all pay families. I would also like to thank the teacher organizations unions for providing input as to the compensation plan. And finally, Mr. Carmona from Employee Benefits for researching the health benefit premium cost from other districts. I would like to point out that this compensation plan that I'll be presenting will provide competitive salaries and assist us in retaining highly qualified faculty and staff. The first slide that I have there has a few key points. We have to maintain competitive with the market. We also have to maintain internal equity. We're investing in our employees, and we're maintaining, like I mentioned earlier, highly qualified and effective faculty and staff, which equates to recruiting and retaining top talent. We have been fortunate that the board has approved salary increases for the past 10 years, if not more, when other districts face years where they don't provide employees nothing as far as a salary increase. Administration is recommending a 2% increase off the midpoint, inclusive of the step for employees paid on the teacher or counselor salary scale. That will include teachers, nurses, librarians, speech therapists, counselors, and diagnosticians. The increases for teachers range between $1,079 to $1,304 annually. For counselors, the increase will range between $1,137 to $1,304. This is a comparison with other school districts. I do want to point out that for El Paso ISD and Clinton ISD, the data that is presented to you tonight is the 17-18 school year. For Isleta, we do have the proposed 18-19 salary increases that they implemented recently. So as you can see, for year zero, Socorro ISD right now would be second. For employees, teachers that have 5 years, we are above all other districts. For teachers with 10 years, we continue being above. For teachers with 15 years, we're around there competitive. Teachers with 20 years, we start increasing again. And then with 25 years, more experienced teachers, we're at the top again. This is a graph that kind of shows you, compared to other districts, where we stand. Similar to the previous slide, it's just a linear graph. Socorro ISD is the line in red, just to give you an idea where we stand. For all other pay families, we are also proposing a 2%